Live.
Let's go live.
Good evening, everyone.
Okay, hold on. Yes, we are. Yes, we
You
are
are
live.
live. Yes. Good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing this evening?
I'm doing great.
You're doing great, so
Yes,
am
what about
I.
you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Well, I so love hearing that.
Amazing. I'm doing amazing.
Beautiful. I
How
so
is
love hearing that because, yeah, we want to share that amazingness.
Yes, life is about feeling amazing.
Yes,
No matter
definitely.
what's happening.
No matter what is
What's
happening, yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
So it looks like Instagram is gonna be a little in and out, but just bear with us.
Yes, please, because,
Just
yeah,
bear with us, yeah, because
we
we're
don't know
gonna
what
some
it is, but we are here and we are going to continue being here no matter what.
and Maya always puts it on YouTube, right?
Yes, yes. And
So
if you want to see the recording because maybe you missed the part, then you can go to our YouTube channel in English because we have two channels, one in English, one in Spanish.
yes.
So Maya Dari del Sol, and depending on what is your language, you can just look for that is in English or for the one that is in Spanish.
Right, so just
Yes.
select. So like I said, good evening. My name is Janet Gracia, and I'm here with my Maya Dari del Sol.
Yes, hello.
And we are gonna continue with our reading and
Our
and our
journey
weekly and our journey with
to create
to create
alchemy
for
for
the
the soul. Yes, that's our goal. That's why we are here for.
Yes.
We want to continue helping expanding the information from this Bible for the soul. And so we can understand better why we have the issues that we have today
Mhm.
and how to transcend them throughout these systemic exercises that are very simple but very powerful.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And today we have a really fun
Oh, I
topic.
see you, Nadeska. How
Oh.
beautiful. I was just texting you.
Very
Beautiful.
nice.
I see Edwin and I see other people joining. Welcome, welcome. We are so glad that you are here. For the ones that are just joining us and you don't know what we are doing, we are following the 7 steps of alchemy for the soul, a book that I wrote last year. And our intention is that you can get this information so you can expand that awareness.
Yes, the
The awareness and your consciousness to see that why am I connected to the past and how can I transcend it?
Just as you become so aware of everything that is happening in your life, you have a tool to help you guide you through that. So if you don't have the book, definitely buy the book. Buy the book.
Yes,
Okay.
you can find the book in Alchemy for the Soul, that link, or you can go directly to Amazon.
Yes.
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 Yes. And before we begin our program today, because the topic today is amazing, I love it.
It's a fun topic.
Yes, the black sheep of the family. Oh, you're reading the book. How beautiful, Nadeska.
So thank you, thank you.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Thank you for reading the book. How beautiful. And I was saying,
The question is, are you the black sheep of your family? I know I was.
You were?
Mhm.
I was not.
I
Well, I was
I
the rebel.
am.
I always was the rebel one. But I would
I
say
think
that
that's
someone else
another
was
way.
before me. So I want to talk a little bit about
Okay, yeah.
who was or just observe your family system. Who was the so-called black sheep in your family?
Yes.
Yes, and we're gonna be talking about the importance of honoring this person, the relevance, I would say, of honoring and including the black sheep of the family.
It's such a powerful choosing
Yes.
because we choose these lives. So when we choose to come as the black sheep, we are movers and shakers. And it could be painful, very
Yes.
painful,
Yes.
but it's very rewarding.
Yes. I would say that the black sheep of the family is a very brave soul.
Absolutely.
It is a courageous soul that decided to incarnate to help the family system see something that they haven't seen, or society to see something that we don't want to see as a collective.
We want to bring society into that awareness.
Yes, and we need the black sheep.
Yep.
That's it.
Yay,
Simple.
me.
Even though, because when we talk about the black sheep, we are talking about also the perpetrator somehow.
That's the part I never did like when Maya used to mention that.
Well, that is what it is.
I
What
never
can we
did
say?
like that. I kept saying, I'm not a perpetrator. I am not.
Yes, and well, we
And
all
Maya
have.
would look at me and say, yes, you are. Yes, you are. We were not friends for a couple of days there.
I remember. Then you called and said, maybe I am Maya.
Finally understood. Oh, so,
So we are glad that you are here listening to this information tonight. We have a beautiful, amazing surprise for you, for the ones that stay to the end.
I like surprises.
Yes, we have a surprise that I'm going to be telling you at the end of the program before we go. So I guess it is time to begin.
Okay, so
Let's talk about this is our program number 8, and we are ready to begin. The topic today is the black sheep of the family.
is that you?
Is that you? Ask yourself, do you feel maybe rejected because of the way you want to do things in your family? Kind of like you struggle with others because you want to be different, or because you want to do things differently, and people maybe call you because you are a rebel, you are the black sheep of this system, this community, this group, or this family.
Or people like what happened to me, they just never got me. They just did not understand who I was. They were just, and you kind of feel isolated and lonely. And you're like, is there something wrong with me? Because
Yes.
people just don't get you.
Exactly. Then you ask yourself, I don't know why I was born in this family.
Oh my God, that was my favorite
Yes.
sentence.
It's like, I don't think I belong here, or I'm so different than the others, or the other ones are so different than me. Did I land in the right place?
And you know, it's so funny because I used to say, I was born in the wrong time. I was born in the wrong time. I will always say that because people did not understand me, Maya, not at all. They still don't.
Yes. So how amazing it is that if you have been there, if that's your case, then welcome. You are in the right place today.
Welcome to the
Yes.
family
Yes,
of the
welcome.
black sheep, the courageous, brave ones.
Yes. Let's talk a little bit about the black sheep. It happens that let's say that throughout history, well, some structure was needed for the systems to work, for the communities to work. But at certain point, that structure also somehow got into be so structured, so closed,
Yes.
and only wanted things the way they were, like kind of imposing, because then let's say the power, the word of power, I want to be more than you, created this sort of a structure to submit others under that power.
Kind of like a dictatorship in a sense.
Yeah, like a dictatorship, the patriarch,
Mhm.
all of that sort of energy created this structure. And so when someone wanted to break from that structure, then it was bad sin. It's like you're wrong. You're wrong because you're not.
No.
That's a no. You're doing something against what we already have determined, let's say. Right? That's what it is. And so the black sheep, of course, usually is a soul that is two things. It can show the system what we are ready to change, because we are ready at all the times while we are evolving, we are ready to bring transformation. So the black sheep, let's say, is that one who is very creative or brings this new opportunity for the system to do it differently. But the system has this fear of doing it differently because in the past, things maybe when they were doing differently didn't go right. Right? So the system wants everything to continue doing it the same. And the black sheep comes and says, but I don't want to do it the same. I want to do it differently.
Yes.
And so it creates this struggle.
Right.
Yeah, the conflict. And the conflict begins at home because the family clan wants the whole family to be seen well in front of the community.
Yes.
Right? Because the community wants the community or the family wants to be accepted by the community. Right? The family wants to be part of the community because when we are in the community, we feel like we are safe.
Right.
It's safer to be in the community. So we want all members of the family to do it the same, so it's safer, let's say. So the black sheep comes and says, but there are other ways, and I want to show you the other ways, right? And then that's when the conflict is created. So this is one of the black sheep because there are different kinds of black sheep.
Yeah, like Maya was telling me that there's black sheep throughout the entire system. You know, so we just come to one part in time, but that they have been all along.
Yes.
You know, and then here we are, and we might have been that same person just reincarnating. Could be a possibility, right?
It could be a possibility, of course. So always one of the members of the family is ready to create that transformation for the system to evolve, to grow, to do things differently. So it's the one that all the weight of all the burdens and everything is on her or his shoulders, right? Because it's like, I'm carrying this and I want to do it differently. I don't know how to get rid of this so I can really be myself. And we are actually all on that process of becoming our own selves. At this point, I mean, I'm just going to throw this out there for whoever is ready to listen to this, but at this point in the process of evolution of the human, that sort of the family system is also breaking as a structure, is changing. And now we don't need anybody to dictate us what to do. We only need to find that each of us, ourselves, we need to create that system within. I will be my mom, I will be my dad, and I will be the son. I will be that trilogy. How do you say that?
Trilogy.
Yeah, exactly. Because we are that. Actually, we are the mother, and we are the father, and we are the son.
So we will be totally living our trilogy then.
We will be living a trilogy. That's the new consciousness.
Wow.
And so that's why the systems are now differently. Like you see how the systems are not anymore the mom, the dad, and the children, but you can have two partners that are the same sex or the same gender, and then they can be adopting. Even the dog and the cat can be part of the family system now.
Absolutely.
So single mothers, single parents, it's like all of it has changed because we are evolving, liberating the structure of what a family system is. Okay, so let's just
hold on to
wrap up. Oh, yeah, close that or hold on in that part. Yes, and let's talk about another sort of black sheep.
Because that was a deep one, the one you just said about the whole trilogy thing. But go ahead, Maya.
All right. Okay. I didn't even think that I was gonna say that, but it just came out. So let's trust that the universe knows what it's saying through me.
It knows.
All right. So the black sheep also, or the ones that we consider the black sheep of, for example, of society, is that one who maybe is a criminal. And we tend to judge the black sheep of society. Oh, that person murdered this, or this person did that and did this. And so we are judging.
And I'll take a deep breath on that one, because that one is the one that we want to take a deep breath on. Because think about it, you know, we automatically judge criminals
and exclude
if
them.
they are part of our family.
Specifically, if they are part of our family, it's like, oh yes, my uncle did this. We don't talk about him or her because they did that.
And then we carry all that shame.
Yes. So listen. If any of the descendants in the family system did something that is disapproved by the system, is because there is an unresolved memory from the ancestors of the ancestors that hasn't been resolved. So let's say if one descendant becomes a criminal, it could be that back in the past, maybe 2 generations before, someone was a criminal and was also excluded or judged or seen as the bad person. And and then that memory of exclusion is showing in the descendant today. So the descendant just comes to do it the same, just to tell the whole system, but listen, I also belong no matter what I did. I belong no matter what I did.
Again, deep breath on that one. Even though now being with you so long, it's like it is a bit of fresh air when you think about it. Because when you see it from that point of view, that they come to heal, because we don't see it that way.
Yes.
But when we see it like that, it's like then we can appreciate it.
We can appreciate it. Very good, Janet. Thank you for saying that. Let's talk about this. It was a soul contract. So let's say that before coming here, I signed a contract that say, okay, I will be the criminal and I will do this to others. Because down there on this reality called Earth, in that system of life, someone has been rejected or excluded from the system. And so I'm going to come down there and I'm going to do the same to see if the others have enough consciousness to understand that we are one.
And to see me and understand that we are one, because we need to be seen.
Yes. And so the person who does an act that affects others negatively is only trying to say you are judging and separating from your mind who we really are in consciousness.
And just that, like, we are one, is also very peaceful.
Yes.
It's also, it leads us to be more forgiving and to have more compassion.
Yes, compassion. So this work of family constellations works from that level of understanding life from this perspective. And I'm saying here that not everybody is ready to understand this perspective. Because the other perspective of the past, the programming of the past, and how society judges who does this or who does that, and what we learn throughout history, is so ingrained. And it's so hard to see it differently because we are all the time judging because of our beliefs, the beliefs of the society, the beliefs of the religion, the beliefs of the systems of what is right and what is wrong. And at this point of humanity, all the work that we are doing really is about merging the separation. Merging the separation. So we can live from a new consciousness where no one needs to become the criminal or the black sheep to be able to be seen. The more we accept the experience of the past, of what happened, and say, it happened like that because it was a contract and it was supposed to happen like that. It doesn't need to happen like that anymore, though. It all depends on each of you that are watching here today this program and are listening to these words. All we need is to change our consciousness and for us to help heal that programming of the past. We need to heal the way we see life today, because we are seeing life just as our ancestors did.
Right? I mean, that's how we were conditioned. So as we continue to be awoken, we definitely want to see life from a point of oneness.
Yes, exactly. So the black sheep of the family, let's say, or the black sheep of the system, usually takes two directions, right? If I am the black sheep of my family and I ended up doing something that my family doesn't like it. Maybe I do it because I want to be the rebel, because I don't agree with you, because I want to do it differently like you. Maybe I become a victim. I'm the victim because my family doesn't accept me.
Mhm.
And so the black sheep can fall into the victimization.
Mhm.
Or the second way could be that the black sheep says, "Hmm, I can recognize now that I'm doing this because I came to help heal my family system. And even though they reject what I do, and even though it's difficult for them to accept me, it doesn't really matter. If I accept myself and if I can act consciously with this transformation that I'm doing, then I can get to change my system by just changing myself first."
And right there, that's very big awareness. Someone to seeing it that way.
Mhm.
But there it is.
Yes.
There it is.
So that is a new way of seeing the black sheep of the family. Not just to say, "Oh, yes, I'm the black sheep of my family. They don't accept me because of this. They don't like me because of it." Doesn't really matter if they don't accept you, if they don't like what you do. The more important part here is that you get to understand what what did you come to do, because you accepted as a contract, as a soul contract. You accepted to come and create a transformation in your system. Take the responsibility of your part and leave the members of your family there and do your part.
Like I said, you truly are a gift. So no
Yes,
matter what anybody says, when they open you are a gift. So
exactly.
that's what you need to believe at your core.
Yes,
So like that, since you come with a purpose. And of course you're gonna have a lot of obstacle. It is so important to have that ingrained so you can continue doing your purpose.
beautiful. Now, if you committed, let's say, an act that affected others negatively, just know, if you don't know it today, that why did I do this? Because sometimes people feel guilty. It's like, "Oh my God, I'm bad because I did this and I put everything down and people down and I did it wrong." You know, just know that you chose that and that you were very brave, even though it's something that people might seem very bad, like it's very bad. Yes, maybe it affected others. But if today you can see it from this perspective, you can say, "Oh, I came to show the system something that hasn't been healed." And that I came to do it the same so they could see it. And maybe if they can see it, if they don't see it, that's okay. But I can see and I can recognize my part. And I can change it from here. And that is healing not only your life and something in your family system that people might not see, because this work is more abstract. It all happens in a quantum level. But if you know it and you understand these concepts and you understand the reality and the awareness and the consciousness of this change, then you just did your part. You accomplished your mission no matter what you did.
Hmm. Bravo to that. That's
Yes,
such powerful words.
yes, beautiful. So let's talk a little bit about the book, because here in our book, we also have a little part where we honor the black sheep of the family. What about that? For the ones that don't know it,
I'm like, yay, they honoring me.
yay.
Yay.
Well, I'm gonna say something else here before we continue. I I was a rebel in not only in my family. I was, especially when I was a teenager. I remember being like, oh, I was struggling to have my own identity, to become myself, to be. I would say that I was born free. You know, I just say that I was born free from the beginning, and I've always been loyal to follow myself. I've been loyal to follow myself.
I'm glad you said that twice.
Yes.
Because
Yes. But I'm going to be honoring today my mother and my uh, great grandmother.
Mhm.
And I'm going to tell you why. Because my mother comes from a structured family, and she becomes the black sheep of the family. So my mom, right, comes from this family that is so structured. And all of a sudden, she's an Aquarius as me. She has this vision. She's very creative. She's into healing, and she doesn't want to do it the same. She wants to break from it. And well, she marries my father, and she finds herself locked. So that spirit felt locked again. But that spirit didn't come to be locked. So at certain point, she decides to leave. She left. She was brave enough to leave the system, to leave me with my grandparents, and to leave my father. Or no, it was the opposite. My father left first, and then the whole conflict came, and then she decided to leave and follow her heart. And she becomes a hippie, because back then at that time was the hippie time, it was the 70s. So she decided to follow her heart, and and just had that experience that she wanted to experience in her life. And I honor that destiny of my mother, because if she didn't break this structure, I wouldn't be as free as I am today.
And even seeing that deeper, because you come from Colombia.
Yes.
So think about it. She broke a structure where everything should be a prime and proper to follow her soul.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because yeah, we saw that a lot here in the United States. You don't see that in other countries,
especially in the Latin communities.
Right, you just don't see that.
It's harder to break.
No.
Yes, and no. So, and I know my grandma used to judge my mom a lot. My grandma also had issues with her mother, because her mother was kind of like my mom. My great grandma was a peasant, and she never wanted to live in the city with the women of society. She wanted to be a woman, like a wild woman, as she always was, working, they had this coffee farm, and she wanted to be working with all the workers, with men, and she used to sing and dance and use long skirts, and not being worried about being just a lady.
Sounds like she was just a very powerful medicine woman.
Yes, she was an amazing woman. Yes, she was.
Yeah.
And my mother had that as also a gift. It's something that grandma gave her. And if these two women wouldn't have been like the black sheep of the family, then I wouldn't be able to be as free as I am today. So I honor them both from the deepest part of my heart. Of course, this soul that I am, before coming here, knew it. That's why I decided to live in, choose the family system that I chose, because I knew I would have the freedom and I would feel okay with it.
That's very powerful and profound, Maya. So have you noticed it came straight from her ancestors? Starting in this case with her great grandma, going to her mom, and here's the present production.
Yes, and I so love and so proud to be saying, my ancestors, I am carrying my ancestors, their forces and their weakness as well. Because I'm not saying that my mother went through a good time at the end, right? She's still struggling, but she's doing a lot better. That was my choice, and I'm proud of my choice. And I got to experience the life that I wanted to experience, instead of just being the lady of this society and this of that.
So she was a leader.
She was a leader.
She did not follow. She was a leader, and
she was a leader
in those times, especially women.
Yes, in those times, to break the structure, that needed a brave soul. Definitely. Yes.
So we say thank you to your mom.
Yes, thank you to my mom Rosita, and to my great grandma also Rosita. They both had the same name. See, this isn't a coincidence either. See, the name, my great grandma Rosa, and then my mom's name is Rosa. So they carry the same energy. See, the transgenerational works in both ways. And let's say I'm taking the forces, and I'm also taking the weakness. So whatever wasn't healed, right? Or I carry it for something that can become a good experience, or let's say an experience that needs to be healed in order to be good. Yes, makes sense?
Yes, I love it.
Yes. So let's see what it says here about the black sheep. We are entering, actually, we are just entering the chapter number 1 of the book. This is the step number 1, and it's on page number 49, and it says the inclusion. We are going to be talking about the inclusion. And this is one of the orders in family constellations. Bert Hellinger brought these 3 principles or orders. If the system doesn't have these orders, then something is in conflict. So we will be talking about these orders throughout each of these programs. So please follow if you are interested on knowing if your system is in order, or if you are connected to some of those dysfunctional memories, unresolved memories of the past that can be affecting your present today, related to especially relationships, or your health, or your finances, or the success in your life. So let's see. The step number 1 is called the systemic inclusion. And if we are talking about the black sheep, the first thing people do is I'm judging, I'm excluding you energetically, physically also, and energetically more.
Physically, they might tolerate you.
Yes.
But energetically, you are a no-no.
Yes, exactly. Because usually people say, I'm accepting everybody.
Or what they used to say about me, oh, there she goes again. Oh, you know how she is.
Yes, but energetically, they don't, or you don't, or we don't. Let's include everybody here, because sometimes we have that person that you're like, oh, I have to accept it, but I don't like her. It's like I'm rejecting energetically. So we are talking about the inclusion, because the inclusion takes us to a place of awareness or consciousness where we can understand that I am you, Janet, and you are me, and that we all are a projection of myself. So I'm seeing here something that is in me, and everything and everybody is showing me something that is in me, because the whole universe is within me, and I am part of the whole universe. So this concept might have you thinking about how is that Maya, but you will get to understand it throughout this process of this journey
steps,
of
yes.
the 7 steps.
Yes.
So it says, I belong, you belong, we all belong. So have you ever had the experience or felt like you don't belong in a group setting? Somehow you feel like you're not welcome, out of place, or rejected? With whom has this happened to you? With your family, on a social level, at work, maybe at church? Just think about it. See, because we all have this wound of rejection in one way or another. Bottom line, we cannot say no, we all have it. Because if I'm practicing a belief and you are practicing a different belief, somehow, if I don't have enough consciousness to see you as I'm respecting your experience, Janet, that you are following or believing that while I'm believing this, but that doesn't separate me from you, then we are good. But if you eat meat and I don't, am I thinking that you're right? If I'm judging you, I'm separating already. I'm creating an exclusion. So maybe I'm not so aware of about that consciousness. So let's continue here. It says, could it happen that you feel judged by the way you see life?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
It could, yes.
For your ideas? I struggle a lot with that.
So have I.
Yes. by your actions for being different. When I was a teenager, I was a very rebel, like very different the way I was, dressing and the way I was behaving. It's like, yes, you're kind of working on breaking from the structure. We are all wanting to break the structure of the past. That's it.
And I just want to say, Maya, you still continue to be very different.
Thank you, Janet. I'm so proud of myself.
Because I know when I first met her, I'm like, wow. I'm like, finally, someone that understands me.
So think about what makes you feel that people can be rejected you from because of the color of your skin, because of your social status, because you have another spiritual beliefs, because others expect something from you and you cannot fulfill their expectations. That happens a lot.
Big one.
That's a big one.
Real big one.
Because others expect something from you and you can't fulfill their expectations. And we will talk more about this one deeper when we go to the inner child. Because the one that always wants to fulfill those expectations is the inner child in you trying to fulfill mom's or dad's expectations. Maybe because of your background, you did something and you feel like, oh my God, people reject me because I did this and I feel guilt. Because you feel guilty or ashamed when you let others down.
These are all very deep, very heartfelt.
Yes.
All these ways that affect us.
Yes. So somehow, do you feel that you have been the black sheep of the family? That was the question because this is our topic today. If this is your case, we want to say thank you and bravo. Because without the black sheep of the family, the system remains stagnant.
And the same. And God, we don't want that.
No, we are here in a process of evolution for the collective. And if the structure doesn't change, then the movement doesn't happen. See, so we all souls are working in collectively to create that change, whether you know it or not, whether you're conscious of that or not. We are all in that process of evolution and we are all working in the favor of changing that. Usually the so-called black sheep creates commotion in the system in order for this to see what is in need of recognition and healing. So that's all the black sheep is doing. I'm here doing things differently to show you that something must be changed or must be healed.
It's like poking the bear.
Yes, exactly. It's like poking, exactly. So the black sheep can take any of these two directions, or gets lost in his or her suffering, or looks for a way to heal it. So when the black sheep takes the second option, which is to heal, this one is the one who helps solve the hidden conflicts in the family system through his or her own healing, integration, and transformation. There you go. So this is the value. This is the value of the black sheep of the family.
So look at what we bring.
Yes,
wow.
yes. So if the black sheep doesn't do anything, the system doesn't do any change or any healing. See? And when the black sheep heals, helps heal the system, and the transformation can happen for the whole system.
Going backwards and forward.
Yes. So if you can at this moment can see, maybe see in your system who could have been the black sheep in my family, and just honor that person no matter what they did. Because you might be saying, oh, but this uncle or this aunt or this grandpa or this did this, that was this and caused this. And it could have been very harsh, but that was a step to facilitate that you today can have the consciousness and the awareness to see what it was for, so it doesn't have to continue happening. Makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense?
Very profound words.
Yes.
Very well. Yes, it makes sense. Absolutely makes sense.
Yes, so if you feel like you have been that rebel or you have been the one that people cannot understand, then you have a mission. You have a mission. And if you did something that people consider it was wrong, you have a mission. And we are honoring you here. And we are including you here.
And I guess it wasn't wrong. They came with a purpose to do that.
Yes, yes, they did. They came with a purpose to do that. And we honor the contracts of these souls because they decided before coming here to choose to do it that way, in a different way, in a difficult way. And they didn't know they were going to be rejected and excluded and judged and disapproved and not supported, no love, not anything, because people tend to separate everything that could be these people also deserves as being part of that oneness, right? And so when you choose to do that here, it is a hard decision when you come here and after being in that sort of oneness and in unconditional love, you come here to earth and then you experience the opposite because of what you did.
Yes.
And it happens that what you did it because you're following something from your past, from your ancestral past that hasn't been able to be healed.
So like we say, they did it out of love for the system.
Exactly. It's an act of love. So we can really see that if we talk about criminals, then we can say that what they did, even though in your mind it's hard to understand, has a major purpose.
And it's an act of love. That is just thinking of it that way for me. Yeah, you say thank you. Even though you might not understand, but when everything is said and done, we're all one. We come to hear the system.
Yes.
And that person did an act of love for us.
Yes. When we judge this person who committed this act, then we continue. We allow the same to continue. If we don't learn or if we don't with sincerity understand,
totally from the heart,
we don't understand that concept of the oneness, the universal oneness, and what we are doing here as souls, then we keep repeating the same thing over and over. We are not helping. It's like people say, oh, because this is bad, because they did that, they are in jail, let's say. So you are separating. And so they haven't been really included. So what happens? The next generation comes and they have to be doing the same because we all need to understand this and do this inclusion. So that doesn't have to happen anymore. Right. That wouldn't happen anymore. And that's the little process that we are creating when we become aware of this information.
Yes. Yes, yes.
Ooh. Yes, exactly. So really, if we go back to the beginning, I love the face. Someone put that face up.
Oh, that's a good one. That's exactly what it is.
I so love it in YouTube. Someone put that face up. Oh my God. Yes, I know maybe this information is hard to process. And actually it's hard for me to say it here in the camera because I actually was like, what if I come out there and tell people this and they are going to say, but Maya, what are you talking about? So you are on the side of the criminals or the perpetrators.
Like I said, she's different. She keep thinking that she's different.
And so maybe that's part of the mission that I said, okay, you go be the perpetrator, and I'm gonna come and not be on your side, but I'm gonna come tell everybody that you belong.
Yeah.
So we can create this change. And so it sounds maybe unusual, unusual, but
you're here, you're ready to hear it.
Yes, exactly. And maybe just go with the information, maybe watch the video again, maybe just put it in a strainer, and let's go filter it and just digest whatever you can from it.
It's a process.
It's a process.
So be gentle with yourself. It really is a process, and it's a different way of seeing things.
Yes, exactly. So let's go back to what we I love it. So let's go back to what we started talking at the beginning of this program that I didn't think I was going to be sharing, but I did. So let's talk about the new family, because the new family happens within each of us. The new connection with the family is not out there with others, it's within myself, because I am an experience of the Creator in all the forms the Creator is when it became life, let's say atoms or material, let's say, the material part of the Creator that was separated. And the way that we, let's say, are today is that Trinity, right? That's how the word is.
Yeah, Trinity.
Yeah, yep. Trinity. Yes. So we, at this point, with this process of evolution, we must find our family within.
So the Trinity within us.
Yes. And that's part of those codes that we need to adjust in our DNA in order to get to the new consciousness.
So you'll be activating codes in
your
Trinity.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And in order for you to do that, you need to work on becoming, have you heard of that process of individuation from Carl Jung? Okay, that's the step. Look how Carl Jung, if you don't know who Carl Jung, psychiatrist and psychoanalyst, defines individuation, which is the process that I'm going to be talking about now, that he found in the 1800s, right? Yeah. That's when he started understanding what is the process of evolution of the human as that journey of self-knowledge and transformation, where we integrate all the parts of our unconscious, such as our fears, shadows, memories, desires, repressions, and conditioning, to discover and recognize our own identity, so we can become authentic within the collective. And this is one of the first steps for you to get to do this really deep transformation in your DNA, so you can recode yourself and become this new consciousness, because the new consciousness doesn't happen in another reality. It happens in this reality. It's only a change here. But first you need to change something here, your soul. And that's why we are working in this book called Alchemy for the Soul. Because if you do this part of the soul, it aligns with your mind and it changes your consciousness. And actually, this is a transformation for the DNA.
It's the book that activates you.
Activates you. Exactly. So part of doing this process of individuation, right, is for you to start like letting go just the system, like your family system. Your family system was your channel of life to come here. That's it. They did their part. Now you do yours. Of course, there is a lot in your psyche that you must transform, reprogram in order to get there. And that's why we are here for you to understand that you have an inner child that has a lot of memories that need to be healed. For you to understand that you have these three realities, one of the conscious adult, one of the parent, one of this and that.
Child, yeah.
Yes, for you to understand that you are following unconsciously the unresolved memories of your ancestors, and if you don't change that, then you continue doing it the same. So we are here for you, to accompany you in this process.
Because you're here to break a whole bunch of patterns.
Yes, exactly. Well, if you're willing to. Right. If you feel ready to take these steps, we welcome you to this journey.
That is true.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We will be here every Friday.
Yes.
At 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And we have a surprise that I said that I told you that I was going to announce at the end of the program, and here we are. So if you go to my channel, My Ariel Soul, in English, because I have Spanish and English, and also we do it in Spanish as well. We are going to have this sort of tribe meetings where we can connect through Zoom, so we can have more of an intimate group and build the tribe who we want to create a movement where people can really get to transform the soul, transcend these memories from this tool, using this tool of the family constellations. Mm-hmm. So we want to build this tribe, and if you want to be part of it, in my YouTube channel in English, there is a registration link that you can click on it and sign for it. It's going to be on the 27th in English, and if you speak Spanish and you want to be in the one in Spanish, it's on the 20th of April at 8 p.m. also Eastern Time.
Okay. All right. So yeah, definitely join us. It's an opportunity to be at least in a more intimate setting.
Yes, and to have an experience.
And to have an experience.
Yes,
absolutely.
To have an experience, because we want you to live the experience. It is not the same that you are understanding, that to profoundly say, I'm feeling it.
Yes, because that's what makes the change.
Yes, exactly.
That's
exactly. Well, and I mean, even just for you being here, you are also creating a change, because your mind is understanding something, because the mind needs to understand. Always. It's like, but I don't get it. If I don't get it, I'm not gonna go there. But if I understand the relevance of doing those steps of the soul, maybe the mind will be willing to say, okay, let's see what is there for me.
Right. You're here, you're seeking, so let's continue.
Yes, exactly. So I bring up the individuation, since inclusion begins by integrating what you have not seen within yourself or you don't like about yourself, but you keep projecting it out in your reality. And we're gonna leave it there for you to digest that after we share this information today. We don't want to put more information, in your mind, because you might be at this moment, hold on, how is that? I need to reorganize my thoughts. I didn't think about that way. This is a new perspective for me. So there we go. Here we are. Just, I don't know, how you say that, when you kind of challenge your mind, challenge yourself.
Yes,
challenge yourself, and see what can resonate from the information that I just gave you, and say, oh, it could be. Why not? That's enough for you to say yes, to take the first step.
Absolutely. So Maya said a lot today, a lot of very deep, very profound words of how life is, and what are we learning, what we come to heal. So I know for me in the beginning that was a lot. I'm like, it took me a while.
Yes.
So give yourself the opportunity and know that you have support with us here.
Yes, exactly. And well, I guess that's all we wanted to share today.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Also, we want to let you know that maybe if you want to go deeper, or if you have a case that you say, I don't want anybody to know my story because you're shy to share it here. Well, first of all, we forgot to say it at the beginning, but we want you to be participating. So if something of this information or something that we say resonates with you, or say, I kind of relate to that, you can share here, because your case can also be the case of all of us, and we can grow from it, all of us here, because your story is my story. It's not only your story. We all experienced it with you, even though we weren't there with you at that moment. So we want to let you know that you're welcome to participate, to leave your comments here, and to come and join us in that tribe. We also do individual one-on-one sessions. So you can go to Systemic Healing Institute, and Janet's information is there. Mine is not there yet, but hers is there. So you can make an appointment with her if you want to get constellated, right? Also, you can go to My Diary Sol, and you can get a constellation also with me. And also, we want to let you know that if you want to go deeper, let's say deeper than this, we have a training program where we certify people to become coaches or facilitators of family constellations. And so in July, we are starting the next round, let's say, the next cycle. And that's all we wanted to say. Oh, on the 30th, we have group family constellation sessions. So if you're welcome, we want to invite you. You want to participate? Yes, you have to pay different amounts if you just participated, or if you want to be constellated as well. So it's got a different magic when you do it one-on-one or when you do it in a group session. But it's always healing no matter what, and it's healing for everybody that is present. That's all I can say. Yes. So I guess that's all we wanted to share today. Do you want to say something else?
Well,
Janet?
definitely buy the book.
Yes, but please
buy the book, and
buy the book.
I would say definitely share, hit like, all those good things that get this more exposure to give an opportunity for other people to, learn about all this that we are called to serve you with. So
yes.
buy the book so that you can see and know that you're being supported, and continue coming.
Please.
We welcome you every Friday. Continue coming.
Yes, thank you, Janet. And if you really like this information, we appreciate your
thumbs up.
Yes, and your hearts.
And I saw a whole bunch, so thank you for those hearts.
I so love those. Yes, thank you for your comments and for being so present. We cannot serve humanity if you're not here, so thank you for your presence there, and we appreciate it if this information, yes, and if this information resonated with you, we appreciate you can share it.
Absolutely.
Share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with others, because the intention with these programs is that we can amplify the information and we can create this movement of new perspective, this new perspective of life, so we can align to the new consciousness where we are moving towards that evolution. So
absolutely,
we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are sending you tons of love and blessings, and we'll see you next
Friday.
Yes. Thank you, Janet, for being here with me
and
today.
Thank you for inviting me and allowing me to be here with you. I so love doing this.
Yes, all right.
Bye-bye.
We love you. Thank you so much.
Bye. Amazing.
Oh, look at me. I'm trying to do digital. And this isn't digital. I need the mouse.
Oh,
because that's digital. This isn't digital. I so love the face.
That was a good one.
Yes, it was.
That's what this one was. It was like, what?
What?